This video is sponsored by you. Links to support the channel are in the description, along with the Discord. As much as I do dislike Mon3tr for the fact they took a cool spine monster design and made it yet another Lazy Blades lookalike, I will actually be making a video somewhat defending her. You can say many things about Mon3tr being playable, but it's not bad writing, and it's not out of nowhere. So hello there, Arknights most hated YouTuber here, once again going on a schizophrenic rant. But don't worry, as you can see here, this is not my first lore deep dive. Like the vast majority of people, upon seeing Mon3tr being playable and a marketable anime waifu, I was very confused. It seemed out of nowhere, like this was a decision made purely to sell the banner, sacrificing yet another non-waifu design and turning it into waifu slop. However, I soon got schooled by Twitter.com. After making this post, which I will admit is a little rage bait, I'm like Lelouch from Code Geass, you know, I learned that, in fact, this was teased and set up. It doesn't actually come out of nowhere. Hearing that, I am sure a lot of you raised a brow, even those among you who actually read the story and the events. So, let's go through it. Why is Mon3tr suddenly a transgender representation? As it turns out, in this Twitter post, there is a line hinting at the fact Kal and Mon3tr can separate, and that Mon3tr will need to carry the torch in some way once Kal cannot anymore. Next, in the game, Kal's immortality has been vaguely explained to work through a process of reincarnation/replacement. Some lines in her L2D skin even hint at this, with death being in quotation marks, meaning she does go through some process akin to death, and Kal saying she will see the doctor again after her death. Still in her L2D skin lines, Mon3tr is said to have its own voice, which could have been interpreted in a million ways, but now we know. Finally, in PV4, for like 10 frames total, we actually do see a human Mon3tr overimposed over Kal'tsit. Putting all of these dots and concerning Kal'tsit death flags together, it was definitely possible to make a picture in your head of Mon3tr being that girl in PV4, due to the color scheme and the direct overimposition over Kal. Not only that, but also that she will be a playable operator by virtue of carrying the torch after Kal'tsit, which also makes her chain medic archetype make sense. She's the successor to Kal, obviously she's going to be a medic of some sort. Why chain healer? I don't know, lowlight liked it. Now, this wouldn't be a SUPAH video if it wasn't at least a little negative, so let me ask you a simple question. Why the f is the lore setup for the first big 6-star of the final story arc found in some random Twitter post behind an L2D skin that reruns very infrequently and not everyone has, on a character not everyone has, and in PVs? There is a reason why almost all of you missed this, except for the explanation of Kal'tsit's immortality. This is not in the game, and if it is, it's behind an L2D skin. This made the lore way too obscure. People already don't f***ing read the text in the game, much less one line off to the side in a Twitter post almost 6 months ago. If there is one positive thing about Star Rail that I can drag out of my throat like broken glass, it's that at least that game has WoW in it. A close second, though, would be the fact that, at least, sitting your ass down and forcing you to read the damn text or suffer does mean that the lore is very easily accessible, and that a lot of people actually do sit their ass down and read the damn text. This is not to say Hoyo isn't guilty of this too, by the way, of story elements being exclusively outside the game. Don't get me wrong, the fact there is lore in outside material is fine in itself. I'm not saying Hypergriff should have put a neon sign in chapter 14 saying Mon3tr was gonna become even more fuckable, but actually important lore details relevant to the main story should be in the game. It's fine when it's just a manga about side characters. It's less fine when it's about the main big 6-star to kick off chapter 15 and the final arc. I understand that for those that do have a PhD in Arknights lore, this is really rewarding, and I'm happy for them. But we gotta think about the accessibility. The average player should not be asked to look through every nook and cranny for a crumb of lore that in the end will still be vague and not obvious. Oh my god, Dark Souls did so much damage to the video game lore space, didn't it? That's all. I wanted to make this video to clear the confusion I've seen around Mon3tr. It's lame the spine monster became just another marketable waifu, but at least the writing does hold up. That's all, maxed out your Gummy, bye. Hello, SUPAH MLG video over. Thank you for watching, thank you for existing, my sweet Pookie bears. In particular, thank you to Zilot, That Animal Raptor, Boreas, Good Old Leon, Seishin, Joseph D, Bubba OB, Matthew Nemo, Zephyrinix, Nupo, Lortakio, Nemotic, Nordrage! Andre Mula, Mike Reguera, Maxio Says, The King of Harems, Kevin McGuire, Jigster, and Chrome-chan but JJF. Now, I will go on a Chris-chan love quest to find myself an IRL WoW from Star Rail. Bye!